makeup homies. My name's Alicia. Thanks for clicking on the video. This is my monthly installment of the Bingo of Shame, which was created by Andie at Makeup and the Mundane and DW at Dub's Beauty Diary. It originally started as they had a pile of palettes that were either unused or underused, and they chose from it every month. And it's turned into anyone who has participated has given their palettes of shame to be put into a wheel that Andie then rolls to see what will happen every month. I still haven't given my palettes. Maybe I should do that. But this month, the palette that was chosen, I actually have it. I think this is like the second time in like 8 or 9 bingos where I actually have the palette and I don't have to dupe it. So that's pretty exciting. So this month the palette is Planet Spirit, which is Oden's Eye collab with Batty Bean or Betty Jean. And this was actually my introduction to Betty Jean because one of the people I originally followed on YouTube for beauty was Lauren May Beauty, who did this collab as well. She had the Sea Talk palette. And I got this one and the Flora Story. I got the Sea Talk and the Flora Story, and I liked it so much that I went back and bought this one. And it has not disappointed. I really like it. I am a colorful makeup girly, and this one doesn't disappoint. But I will say that for the most part, what I reach for on the regular is this guy. This is a beautiful toppery shade that goes over and enhances looks. I do the same thing with the Flora Story Dawn, which is an orangey. This is like a pinky version of Dawn. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll. I have, it's 10 shades, as you can see. So I have my handy dandy D10 die, and I will be rolling it to see which shades we're going to do. So here we go. We have shade 7. I'm going to roll 5. Shade 2, shade 6, shade 8, and shade 9. Whoo boy. Okay, so I'm torn because I could either do, my original thought was, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that would be 2, 6, 7, nope, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these 5. Or do I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? So it would be these 4 and this one. No, I guess I'll do what my original. So we have number 2 is Kingdom. Number 6, Rescue. Can't say these aren't pigmented. 7, Familiar. 8, Habitat, and 9, Kindred. I could do a lot worse, honestly. I could. I don't know what I'm gonna do. All right, let me think about it, and I'll come back in a second. Okay, so I decided to just go ahead and do the eye, what I'm going for, and then I'll show you what I did, just to make sure I didn't hate it, like in the moment, right? Okay, so I'm also a little brighter because I needed more light. So what I'm going to do is do my other eye and show you what I did. So first I'm gonna go in with Kingdom and buff it out with Familiar on the top, and then do a little cut crease moment. So I'm going to try very hard to not block myself. That's why I did this eye second. So this is the first time that I've gotten something that was like truly like, whoa. Those don't just blend into each other, and I didn't want to just do a cop out and do like most of it on like a lower lash or something like that. So there we go. Got that, and then I will go out. I found that I did a little bit with a brush for familiar, just to kind of buff Kingdom out too, but then to get the sparkle I really wanted, I went in with my finger and just brushed it out because it's not so intense. It also looks like it would be a much more intense glitter, and it's not. So it does blend out nicely, which is good to remember that, like, I think that's one of the reasons I haven't used that shade very much, because I assumed it was going to be like so much pigment, which of course sometimes is what you want, but with a color like that, it's pretty intense. So then I think I'm just going to use the same one. Let's see. I have these, oh no, I'll use a new one. These little Q-tips that are pointed on one end and thick on the other. And I go in with some micellar water, and I do the pointy end, and I go in and I just, where my eye, I actually did it a little higher than I would have. Where that eye would hit, I'm going to draw the cut crease right there with this micellar water. And then I did pull it all the way out. It's okay if it's not perfect. I got this flat end a little bit more wet on the last one, so I'll just do that. And there's my cut. I will do a little bit more out. All right, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with, I already had eye primer on my eyes. By the way, I had the Ulta matte, but I'm gonna go in with some Glam Light icing, put a little bit on my hand, and go in with, I have the same brush that I used for cut creases when I do stuff, so it's kind of gnarly, but it's that guy. There's actually even some left from the other eye. Just pick up a little bit on there, and then go carve out that shape to make sure that it's reprimed and not teal. Try and get it as smooth as possible while not messing up the edge like I just did. That's okay. So, see how it disappears? That's what I wanted. There's a teeny tiny little bug on my desk. Okay, so then I went in with, sorry for the sniffle. Then I went in with the orange Habitat. That one. And I'm gonna pack it on the inner part of my eye. So, and I really do just pack. I probably, if I'd known that the look was gonna be this intense, I maybe would have done my base and stuff after, but there isn't much fallout, if any, so good job, Oden's eye. Okay, so there's that. And then go in with Rescue, that pink, and go pat, 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 and blend into the orange. Ooh. So I chose this dress, one, because it was clean, but then also because I figured it was like the most palette spirity of them if I was gonna wear this in public, which I plan to, you know, go get a haircut for my son and stuff. So I'm publican in this, and I'm gonna go back in with that orange and really blend out that center. Okay. Well, that's patchy. AF. I'm gonna get that light. There we go. Some people think it's, oh, I'm sorry, that just blew out the lighting so much, but I needed to get that patchiness. Some people like to set primer, and especially like a white or a light primer like that. And I get the merit of that, but sometimes, especially when you're packing on the color like this, I like to just go in with it. So there's that. I am going to use this Q-tip again and just get a sharper edge if I can. I go from my bottom lash line up. So I'm not like, it's not precise, because then what I'm going to do is go in to Kindred, the purple. And then I lined it down into my lower lash line. So I take a, I don't know, angled brush. And usually I didn't know how this color would pick up, but it did okay. I didn't want to mix like micellar water with it or anything, because sometimes that can mess with the shadow and cause hard pan. So then what I did is kind of buffed it into the pink too, like. Oops, sorry. It's a little more intense than I'd like it, but what are you gonna do? All right, let me go over here because I need the light better. All right, remember how I said there wasn't much fallout? I lied about this color because I've had to go into it. Let me see if I can just, okay. Burp. Please don't make my nose purple. All right. So then what I did, I don't really want to mess with that side because I really like it. So then what I did is I went in with my ColourPop BFF multi-chrome liner. So this is the purple one. Just did a little bit on the waterline and to darken up that purple a little bit. And then I went in with the peach one to go with the orange on the inner. Like that. Put a little bit more over here. And then gonna go in with my Maybelline Surreal Falsies. I love this. It just tends to, if I'm wearing it all day, it sometimes gives me raccoon eyes, which I don't love. Put a couple coats on. And there you have it. A nice little subtle, colorful look. So again, I used the colors Kingdom, Familiar, Habitat, Kindred, and Rescue. So 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's my look. And I'll see if I can black and white that as my thumbnail. So thank you so much to DW and Andie for letting me play again. And please go check them out to see all the other lovely creators that are playing along, because there's a lot of us now and it's a lot to tag. So I always have so much fun with this, and can't wait to see what we do next month. Have a great day.